Welcome to r/JustNoHOA, where people share stories about their crazy homeowner associations that make us feel better about not living in an HOA. And before we start, I would just like to say happy birthday to Gwen from our comments, who reached the lovely young age of 51 today, as well as happy birthday to user TJ15 from the comments. And now let's dive right into the stories. HOA hostage situation. Or you could call it a hostile takeover. One family, a married couple in my neighborhood, owns over 40% of the lots and votes, yet has been paying dues for only one lot for a decade. They have installed themselves on the board and architectural committee. The remaining households are unhappy with the situation, but can neither force these folks to pay their debt nor reject their influence. In the meantime, plans to build our home have ground to a halt because the architectural committee is at a stalemate. Guess who's the holdup? The latest incident in a long-standing petty neighborhood power struggle. I feel powerless and dismayed. Our temporary living situation is not sustainable and we don't have time or money for this. Edit will welcome referrals to TX attorneys specializing in HOA disputes. The cost is prohibitive, but in a bizarre twist, I want the HOA to exercise its authority. This couple has been offered an opportunity to exit the HOA and have their sizable debt forgiven, but they won't budge. And the other owners keep counting all their votes. More edits for clarity and context will comb through the property code a kind redditor pointed me to and am attempting to locate our bylaws. Update: I had our deed restrictions all along and those appear to be the only governing docs as far as my neighbors know. They were just so inadequately written, I thought for sure there had to be more. You know guys, I'm not sure if you're familiar with the TV show Walking Dead, but for some reason these HOA stories kind of remind me of that series, because the main characters in that series were also experts at dismantling existing communities and plunging them into chaos. But anyway, let's continue. Let me know in the comments if you're also a fan of Walking Dead. HOA removed my chimney, townhouse looks weird now. I have a townhome style end unit condo that I bought in Charlotte, NC in 2018. It turns out the chimney was leaning and instead of fixing it, the HOA removed it after promising to replace it with a gas fireplace/vent at no cost to me. After they removed it, they reneged and said I had to pay for the gas installation and gas logs. Now I am stuck with no chimney and a non-functioning fireplace. The townhouse from behind just looks weird now. You cannot see it from the front, but on the back of every unit are these large decorative stucco chimneys roughly 15 feet high from the roof, and now my unit is the only one in the neighborhood without one. A wood-burning fireplace was one of the main reasons I bought the unit, as that is a really hard feature to find nowadays. I guess what I'm wondering is it worth it to install a gas fireplace for 2 to 3 grand, or should I just remove it altogether? I don't really care either way, but I'm worried about my property value. From behind it just looks a little ridiculous that I am the only unit without a chimney. I feel really screwed by my HOA. This happened months ago and I keep dwelling on it. I'm just furious that they would screw me over that bad. I will never ever buy a condo again. You know guys, way in the past when my family had more money, we actually owned a nice house and had a really nice fireplace, and I kind of missed that. Do any of you guys have fireplaces in your home? Let me know in the comments. And let me guess, the folks from California probably don't have one. But correct me if I'm wrong. HOA are seemingly harassing my parents. I don't know what to do. It started with really small letters about small things that were off in the front yard, garbage can is out too long, fined for having bricks on the porch, stupid petty things like that. We have an old car that still works, new brakes, tires, etc. that we have in the front of the house on the street. The first letter from them stated we needed to get rid of it. Even after we told them, they kept sending more and finally shut their mouth after we got a full inspection done on it and sent it over to them. Just recently we had to leave for a family emergency, and when we got back there was this sticker on the car, notice, saying that the car would be towed at our expense, yada yada. and it had an officer badge on it, which suggests the police were called. But it looks fake. WTF? Is there anything I can do? I am buying cameras for them, but I notice a guy in white truck that always drives around taking pictures. I am in Texas, thanks. Do you guys have any advice for the OP? Let us know in the comments. And by the way, if you have watched until here, please don't forget to post some star emojis in the comments and also like the video if you would like to support me. All support is very much appreciated, thank you so much. Orange light bulbs are for Halloween. When I was in elementary school, we lived in a small street in a big neighborhood. Like many neighborhoods in Virginia, where I lived at the time, it was very big and very easy to get lost. I lived on a Muse, a small dead-end street with maybe 5 or 6 houses on it. My dad put in an orange light bulb for the lamp in our garden. We loved it. To be fair, we were easily pleased as my oldest sister was 10 or 11 at the time. One day we get a knock on the door. It was around the middle of the day on a school day, but since my siblings and I were homeschooled, we were home. There was a bag on our doorknob, a plastic bag, the kind your dentist gives you. It was not unordinary, our neighborhood had no rules against people advertising with these bags, nor for solicitation. My sisters and I did scouting, so it was convenient for our fundraisers. The thing was, inside this bag was our orange light bulb and a note. Orange is for Halloween. There might have been more on the note, but this occurred years ago. I was crushed. There on our counter lie our precious orange light bulb. When we went outside, we found the lamp in our garden having a completely normal light bulb inside. The HOA came to our houses unprompted, did not even knock on our door. Granted, there had been no notices, no one was complaining about our light being orange. They came and just changed our light bulb. If they wanted to have it changed so badly, I just wished they had given us some notice, because while my mom was on the phone telling my dad what had happened, my little sister, who was about 2, reached up for the counter and broke our precious orange light bulb. That day I decided I hated HOAs. Let me know in the comments what is your favorite piece of Halloween decoration. FHOA. Overfilled dumpster equals upset HOA lady. Got this from my HOA today. I know when the dumpster is overflowing, let's not evaluate if we need another dumpster, let's just yell at the people who live here. Notice. As all of you are aware, this past week the dumpster was once again left open and unlocked due to the irresponsible overfilling of garbage and large pieces of debris. We have asked numerous times in the past to not overfill the dumpster. It not only presents an unsightly scene within our community, but also creates other liability problems for the association and generates member complaints. We have a twice per week pickup schedule, Tuesdays and Fridays, and retain a large capacity trash bin to accommodate our residents, so there is no excuse for this to be happening at any time. The association cost to have this 2 pickup weekly schedule is $926 per month, so adding an additional dumpster is not a board consideration, nor is it necessary. Therefore, if, on occasion, you see that the dumpster is full, then take your trash bag home with you and dispose of it when the dumpster has been emptied. It would also help if residents would not dispose of their trash in large boxes, instead use plastic bags. Boxes must be broken down before disposal, and more important, don't put large pieces of furniture, building materials and any of that type of debris in the dumpster unless it is broken into very small pieces. If it cannot be broken down into small pieces, then do not put it in the dumpster or on the outside of the dumpster. We expect everyone to cooperate regarding this matter and hope that this is the last time we have to address this issue. What this lady fails to realize is the lock is broken and everyone already holds their trash for days at a time. Part 2 of the dumpster story. Our very angry HOA president sends these out every once in a while. I'm not sure why they are so against another pickup or second dumpster. Granted, in the HOA's defense, people do sometimes throw away stuff they should not, but this thing is constantly overfilling with just normal trash. To all residents. Twice now this week, the dumpster has been filled to overflow capacity. As you all know, we have sent out numerous notices warning that the trash company charges us an additional large fee when this is done. There is no excuse for this. We have a twice a week pickup schedule which is sufficient for this size community, and if the dumpster is full, hold your trash until the dumpster is emptied. As you have also been asked before, please cut up Christmas trees and garden trimmings into small pieces and break down boxes before putting in the bin. That way there is more room for additional trash. Please do not make us have to send out any more warnings regarding this issue. As you can see, the HOA gets more and more angry, so let's see where this leads. Dumpster Story Part 3. To all residents. The board on numerous occasions has asked all of you to please not overload the dumpster, but it apparently has fallen on deaf ears. So you thoroughly understand why this is important, we have attached our current billing invoice showing just how much our trash service has charged us within a 1-month period for overfilling the dumpster. As you can see, the amount for this month alone totals $264. Having to pay these large over-budget charges affects how we have to plan for other needed repairs or improvements. Again, and hopefully for the last time, we are requesting your cooperation by not overfilling the dumpster. We also ask that any resident who sees someone doing this to please report it to the board so that disciplinary action can be taken. Remember, this affects all of us, especially financially. The attached bill does show we are paying over $1,000 per month for a 5-yard dumpster. That seems quite excessive to me, and even the trash provider's website says that should cost roughly $400 after all taxes and fees, so I'm not really sure what to make of that. I'm also not sure where she got the overage fee. It's pretty clearly listed as $176, not $264 in the bill. Edit, I responded to the above email and so did another person. This was the president's response, hopefully this means progress. To the membership, I have already made contact and I'm waiting for a call back from our account manager, so please hold off from sending me any more emails regarding this issue. I will send out another notice when we make a determination of how to solve this problem. In the meantime, until I find out if we have any other alternatives, please do not overfill the dumpster. And guys, while we are at it, please don't forget to subscribe to my channel if you haven't already, but more importantly, don't overfill the dumpster. My HOA's president is mentally unstable. I have lived in my condo since 2008 and the entire time I've had the displeasure of knowing about this person. He has been a horrible human being. He has yelled at people at board meetings, he has sent flyers and emails making outrageous accusations against the management and the board. He claims they break the law and mishandle money. He even stood trial for allegedly, probably, assaulting a member of the management. He was on the board a few years ago, but was forced to resign after breaking a rule. He got re-elected a couple years ago and is now the president. Why the board chose him to be president, I have no idea. His most recent insane action is sending out a message saying a resident here should be investigated by the FBI for violating the civil rights of a board member. Does anyone else have horrible people like this guy on their HOA boards? How do you deal with them? Update to the story from just now. A meeting is scheduled for this week for the board to vote on removing him from the role of president. He would remain on the board though, unfortunately. I did not mention before that this all came about because he acted really suspiciously with respect to a large amount of the association's money, and the financial institution holding the money is ending its business relationship with us because of it. That, and he showed up there and made the employees uncomfortable, which I can totally see happening because his MO is to be a bully. I know the word toxic gets thrown around a lot, but it is absolutely what he is. And guys, unfortunately we have reached the end of the video. I hope you enjoyed the content today, and I know the stories weren't too outrageous today, but that pretty much is because I've read most of the Reddit HOA stories and there is not that much content left. If you have any good HOA stories to share, please feel free to post them on r/ripe stories or post them in the comments of this video. I hope you have a fantastic day and I see you again tomorrow.